Hi and welcome to this slow yoga class, Yin Yoga. 30 minutes just to nourish the body, the mind and the soul. So you might need a couple of cushions. I've just taken these off my sofa instead of blocks. They're a little bit more supportive and soft. You might want to use a strap. I've got my husband's dressing gown cord. It's a bit longer than mine. I've got a blanket here to put under my head when I relax. And I've also got a little eye pillow here, a gift from the lovely Pam who comes to my classes. Thank you, Pam. And we're just going to set ourselves up, getting comfortable. I'm going to time each pose for about 3 minutes. So I'll use this egg timer here, and that will let me know that I've not been here for too long or too little time. And then I'm going to start getting comfortable. So I'm sitting here thinking maybe I could make myself more comfortable. So a cushion underneath might help. So just make sure that you're able to sit still. Stillness is the key here in this Yin Yoga class. So I'm going to begin by softening my sitting bones, sitting tall. Big inhale, floating the hands over the head. Nice long exhale as I lower the palms into my heart center. And I'm going to give myself thanks for showing up to practice today. Maybe you'd like to do the same. And then we'll begin. So just feel the shoulder blades soften away from the ears. Feel the jaw relax. Maybe lift the collarbones a little. And just notice your breath. There's no effort required. Your breath will do its magic all on its own. But maybe today, maybe now, for the first time, you've noticed that breath. Just check how it is. Maybe you'll feel the inhale through the nose. Maybe you'll notice the lungs expand. Maybe as you exhale, you'll feel that emptiness, the softening. Each breath nourishing the respiratory system. Each breath bringing fresh oxygen into the body. Pumping through the heart to all the muscles, tissues and organs. Each breath an opportunity to increase wellness and well-being. So maybe you'll start to notice each in-breath, each out-breath, and maybe those little pauses of stillness in the center. And when you're ready, open your eyes. We'll make our way to our first pose, downward facing Shavasana. So simply lying on your front, however you feel comfortable, with the legs hip width apart. I like to put my hands up just by my face and just to rest my head on one side. Maybe you'd like to put a little blanket or pillow underneath your head. Just get comfortable, and then we'll set the egg timer for 3 minutes. So a reminder that Yin Yoga is slow yoga. We stay here for time. We aim to become still so our muscles soften. And we're always mindful that we never ever suffer pain, anything sharp, electrical or sudden in nature. Anything that feels painful, then we come out of the pose very, very slowly, but we come out. And we practice Yin so we can work on the fascia, the connective tissue that holds the bones, that coats the muscles, covers the organs, like an internal body stocking. And it sometimes gets stiff and stuck, which can cause discomfort and pain. It can become stiff through age, injury, lifestyle. Maybe we can just tune in these pauses and really get into our bodies and get to know our bodies. We've got 150 joints, more than 200 bones, 600 muscles, 60 trillion cells. Amazing. So just listen, just watch, just feel. We talk about coming to the edge in Yin Yoga. It's a place where we feel sensation without it becoming sensational. And when we let the muscles soften away, that's when we can really feel those minute shifts, those changes. So just choose somewhere to focus on. And with each breath, observe. Notice those sensations change moment by moment. Feeling each breath nourishing the body, the mind, the soul. I'll leave you here for a little bit longer. In a moment, we'll start to exit the pose, but we'll start to do this with the breath. So before you start to move, take a nice big inhale, long exhale. Inhale, pressing the palms into the ground, very gently lift. And as you exhale, we're going to come into tabletop pose and have a little move around. Wrists under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. A little cat-cow, lowering the belly, looking up. Exhaling to round the back. So we're not going to our full range of movement. Just somewhere in between doing nothing and doing our full movement. Then we're going to bring the big toes together, knees a little wider apart, coming into a child's pose. Sitting the hips onto the heels, reaching the hands out, resting the forehead onto the ground. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable, we could always lift the head a little higher. We could put a cushion under the head. If it's uncomfortable on the knees, we can roll that little blanket and just make a sausage shape and place it behind the knees, and that's quite nice. My knee was injured. That was just right, creating that little bit of space. But when you found that sweet spot, just start to relax. As you breathe, visualize breathing in warmth, and as you breathe out, imagine that you're letting go of any bits of tension. So each breath is an opportunity to welcome something in that you really need. Maybe calm, maybe peace, maybe warmth, maybe coolness, but just inviting it in. And as you exhale, visualize letting go of anything you don't need. Might be a sensation. It might be a thought, a feeling, maybe tension. So each breath becomes an opportunity to increase wellness, that sensation of feeling better, of feeling nourished, of just feeling. Getting acquainted with what you need and what you don't need. Maybe just seeing if you can soften the jaw a little more, the shoulders, the hips. Maybe each inhale you'll feel that expansion of the body as the breath comes in. With each exhale, feeling a softening, a releasing. Each breath, a little massage for all those internal organs. moment we'll get ready to move. So just starting to maybe think about moving. Inhale to lift. Exhale back to that tabletop pose and a little sway side to side just to get things moving around again. When we're still for some time, we just like to move that chi through the body. We're going to rest on the belly now, coming into a Sphinx pose. So we take the elbows under the shoulders, the forearms like train tracks parallel. If that's not comfortable, we could make a little shelf for the chin by bringing the elbows together. Or we could, if that's too much, just put a cushion under the head and lower a little. So with the Sphinx, it's a little back bend pose, and we're gently stretching the lower back, helping to restore the lumbar curve in the back. Now, it's quite hard to completely soften in this pose, but what we want to do is relax as much as possible. See if you can soften the lower body, the legs, the thighs, the buttocks. See if you can just let the muscles get out of the way so we can get deeper into that connective tissue, that fascia. And then just see if we can just soften the shoulders, but just keep that gaze forward, making sure that the neck is comfortable. And just taking those nice steady breaths. Maybe you'll feel the inhale gently pressing into the mat. As you exhale, maybe you'll feel that softening. If any of this gets too much, you can always come back to that downward facing Shavasana that we did in our first pose. Just rest there. Sometimes we might take a little more, so we could come into seal pose where we straighten the arms. So we take the middle fingers out, pointing into the corners of the mat, straighten the arms. Keep a little soft micro bend in the elbows so we don't lock out the elbows. And then breathing, nice, gentle, rhythmic, slow breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling calm, exhaling tension. Always mindful that we're not going too deep into the pose where we feel pain. Just allowing ourselves to feel some sensation that's not sensational. I'll leave you here for a few moments longer. Exiting the pose, we'll come back to downward facing Shavasana for a moment, sliding the palms back. Inhale up to all fours, coming into a child's pose as a counter pose. So we're going to tuck the toes, lifting the hips a little higher. Just a few breaths here, just giving a little space in the spine. So this isn't a pose, it's a counter pose, just to get things moving again. Just after we've stayed in our pose for a little while. So we inhale to all fours. Now we're going to come to stand, and you can make your own way to stand, or you can tuck the toes, lift the hips up, come to downward dog, and then ever so gently walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. And we're going to come into dangle pose, sometimes known as ragdoll. So we let ourselves keep the knees bent. If it's too much with the head below the heart, rest the forearms on the thighs, bring the heads level with the heart. We're not staying here for 3 minutes, we're just staying here for a little while. And then we're going to just have a little walk forward, hands down, and then just ease yourself to sit down very gently. And we're going to take our sleeping butterfly pose now. So I'm using the pillows. Sometimes in class we use blocks, but nice pillows that have got a little bit of bounce in them can be much more comfortable. So setting ourselves up, we take the soles of the feet together so the knees fall out to the sides, the pillows, the cushions underneath the thighs, and we just lie down. So we can place the hands on the belly, we could place the hands by the side, palms facing up, or we could take the arms over the head, tucking the chin in just a little, making sure the neck is relaxed. So you might want to put a bit of a blanket underneath the head. And if this is too much for the groin, you can always take the alternative of constructive rest pose by taking the feet as wide as the mat and letting the knees roll in towards each other. And we'll settle into sleeping butterfly now. So a butterfly is a beautiful symbol in Yin Yoga to meditate on. Butterfly is a symbol of change, of transformation, of letting go of what was, the caterpillar, chrysalis, and embracing the new. So we all have changes in our lives that come along, and quite often we're fearful of what might happen. But we can always seek the opportunity to look around, notice the good bits. Notice what feels good in this pose. Is that a nice stretch for the groin? Is it a relief to lie down? Is there some sensation that shows up in this pose that feels nice? Is it good just to rest, just to be? Nothing to do, nowhere to be. What about the beauty of your breath? That nourishing breath. Each inhale, finding space in the mind and the body. Each exhale, a softening, a releasing, a letting go. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly taking the hands around the thighs, guide the knees together, then bring the knees into the chest. Little rocks side to side, just giving that back a nice massage. And then we'll take the strap or the dressing gown cord and place it around the soles of the feet for a happy baby pose. So we want to keep the sacrum on the ground. We don't want to lift that lower back up. We want to release the sacrum. So we bend the knees. So we want the knees and the heels to line up, the soles of the feet to face the ceiling. We want to keep the backs of the arms on the mat, so we've not got any tension in the shoulders. And just like a baby, just using that opportunity to explore. How often have we seen babies in prams or buggies just completely fascinated by their feet? So don't forget the smile, the happy baby. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the thighs, a release of the sacrum. Bringing that attention, that delight in the pose. And just allowing the body to be supported by the strap. So even if you can reach the feet with the hands, just give yourself an opportunity to ease off in this supported happy baby. And just maybe find some place here that will give you a space to meditate on. Maybe the breath, maybe a sensation, maybe something else that will allow you just to be in this moment, in this body, with this breath. This restoring, this nourishing breath. Our busy lives, what you think about doing, but just let the magic happen here. The deeper you breathe and let go, the deeper the practice will reveal itself to you. And this will be our last pose before we come into our final relaxation. So I'll leave you here for a moment or two just to enjoy this final pose. Ever so gently bend the knees, let that strap soften down to the ground, ease into the chest, a little roll side to side, and then we'll prepare for our relaxation. So I like to put a cushion under the backs of my knees. You could put a blanket, you could put a blanket under the head as well. It's nice just to feel comfortable so that we can be still. In Shavasana, we always want to seek the stillness so that the body and the mind can completely refresh itself. So get comfortable. And again, if you don't like to lie flat on the back, you can take constructive rest pose. You could lie face down. You could even sit up if it's uncomfortable to lie down. But we're going to relax now. So just take a couple of breaths, just paying attention to your breath and noticing that space deep inside. Notice the rise and fall of your breath, being aware of your physical body, noticing what you can hear right now in this room, outside the room, and becoming aware of what's going on around you, the comings and goings, the noise, the calm, the fast pace and the slow pace, all of the contrast. And then just visualize being aware of the whole of this country, aware of the whole of the earth. And as you inhale and exhale, notice the earth breathing with you. Notice how that feels. And let your body soften a little more. And then pass your awareness even further to the galaxy and the stars, to the planets, as far as your awareness can go. This feeling of being in space, knowing you are part of this, you are part of the all is part of you, and you are enough. Saying silently to yourself, I am enough. I am part of the stars and the planets, and I am enough. I am enough. Taking a few more moments to breathe this in. And then when you're ready, bring in your awareness very gently back to the earth, to this country, to this town, to this room, to this body, to this breath, the place where we started this journey. Noticing your in-breath, noticing your out-breath. Notice how it feels to be enough. When you're ready, very slowly start to deepen your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Maybe noticing your breath as you slowly extend the arms over the head, giving yourself a nice stretch. Or maybe you prefer to bring the knees into the chest, a little hug, a little rock side to side. Slowly rolling over to one side, making a little pillow with the hands. And ever so slowly and gently, guiding your way back to a comfortable seated position. Resting the hands on the knees or the thighs. Noticing how it feels to be in this body, in this breath. Slowly inhaling the arms over the head, bringing the palms together. Exhaling the hands into the heart center. Taking a few breaths here. Reminding yourself you are enough. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you again soon. Namaste.